It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. I'm Mac James, stand-up comic, and it's time for Stand Up for News.
Alrighty, welcome everyone out there in listening land or on YouTube TV, or if you're streaming it from Farmville. If you guys are watching, you'll see that there's a lot more estrogen than there usually is in this.
And not only that, but it's a lot smaller in studio tonight. I'm used to seeing like 5 or 6 people. What gives?
Yeah, I know. Well,
we ran them all out.
We did.
All right.
Girl power.
Go, girl power.
Well, this is after all National Women's Month, is it not?
It really is. So that's
Thank you for
another
bringing
good
that
thing.
up,
Yes.
There you go.
Well, James is spending some much well-deserved time with the family. Manny do be being Manny, and Jim's going to be in here shortly, so he's going to break up the girl party here shortly.
Yeah.
But for those of you who can see to my right, because I have problems with my rights and left, I have the very funny Abigail Dort. So how are you today, Abigail?
I'm doing really good.
Well, thank you for coming back. How was your week this week in comedy?
This week in comedy was pretty good. I went to Snappers Comedy Club and did some open mic there.
Did you do the North one or the one near your house?
Oh, at Cube Court. Well, no, in Fort Myers.
In Fort Myers.
Yeah.
Okay. I the last time I went to that was Laugh-In, so now it's
Yes,
Snappers.
They have changed the name of it. Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever go when it was Laugh-In?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
The last time I was there was in 2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So before the pandemic, I did that venue. And then afterwards, they've only opened up the open mic in January. So.
Oh, that's interesting. One of these days I'm going to have to make that trek, but I was very saying it's 2 hours. Of course, you know, because you just came up here.
2 hours and 40 minutes to see you.
40 minutes.
Beautiful and amazing people here.
Well, it's only the one beautiful and amazing. I guess you can count Matt. Jim's
Matt,
be
you're
here
beautiful
soon.
and amazing too, right? He's there. He promises.
Now, I saw that the Wednesday open mic that I know you and Ruthie do. Was that this past Wednesday?
So, yes, but we're also been feeling a bit under the weather, so I didn't get to do that particular one. But it's the Common Grounds in Northport. It's a community venue where they come. Anybody can do it. It's not just comedians. It's also musicians. And it's just a really great variety show. And it's the production value is really, it's a really good good one to do.
Very good. I don't know if we talked to this on the air or off the air, but I did one of Kathy's shows, not this Christmas, but the Christmas before. It was really fun. My mother was there. It was a great show. It's just like good old down-home people. Like they're not, they're just always there to laugh, and then they're a great audience. So,
and I've been doing a comedy class with Al Ernst with the Lutheran Church. We're doing an actual faith-based comedy class.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay. Talk about a twist. Yes, talk about a twist. The other day we were in class, and I keep on saying, well, what about actual religious comedians? Like, what kind of material do you get? And the only answer I got was, it's clean. Well, yeah, that's a positive thing, but do you do scripture? Like, what's the big, pull? And they're like, oh, it's just clean. I was like, all right. So I'm actually been working on an actual stand-up on various stories in the Bible and things like that, just because nobody's done it.
In Tampa, oh gosh, I don't know. It's on Sundays, but it's not every Sunday. It's like one Sunday per month. The very wonderful woman called, there's our Captain Jim.
Hey, Captain.
My
Captain.
Girls, what are you up to in here?
Well, it's Women's Month, so we're just being us ladies.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Have you all tried the smoothies?
The smoothies. Bless you.
Well, we were going around the table saying how our comedy week was. So how was your comedy week?
Very uneventful, aside from last night at Knock and Boo Saloon.
Okay, so we were talking about clean open mics and Christian. Just one quick. There's a Sunday in Tampa, and a very wonderful lady named Marla Henson She does a stand-up comedy open mic, and she does it a lot with her church. And they have some young kids, like teenagers, and they are very like, I'm not good with the Bible, but they're very, like, oh, Paul, when he went to boom, boom, like they have. I like that.
When Paul, what does that mean? I don't know.
And the Lord said, "Thou shalt come to boom, boom."
But they do a very good job of taking actual stories and scriptures and quotes and mixing them in. And I think, number one, it's, especially if that's something that you wholeheartedly believe in and you can make it, I don't want to say palpable, but kind of blend it down to the language that we understand today, especially teenagers. I mean, I think a lot of it. I think it's, So I will keep in touch with you. And if you ever want to come up on a Sunday, it's not exclusively church. It's probably 80% just clean comics and then the other church, but you're more than welcome to do that.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Now, on the flip side, we went to knocking
The
boots
devil
last
walked into the room.
Yeah. On the opposite side of clean comedy
We had knocking boots last night.
is knocking boots. We had Mr. Joe Izzo, our friend Joe Izzo, who's looking and feeling a whole lot better. He hosted for us, and we had a good variety of comics. And we had some ladies up there. We had what's her name? The first one,
Susie's Maggie Fuller.
Maggie Fuller. Yeah. She was delightful.
And if I saw the pictures right, wasn't WrestleMania stars there as well? Or am I seeing something?
And our old friend, your old friend,
Yeah.
WrestleMania stars was there, looking fantastic, looking spectacular.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Russell. When does he not?
Well, that's maybe when he wakes up in the morning. I don't know. I don't know about that.
But he had a red jacket just to die for. He looked pretty.
That was
snazzy,
gorgeous. I wish I had style. I don't have style. I don't have class. All I have is this year. But
hey,
no,
you have no
You
class.
got the frosty hair. You got the wisdom going for you, right?
Yeah,
The
wisdom, my eye. That's not.
Not even so. Well, I tried.
Yeah. No, we had it was overall a very good time. So.
I have to say, Joe Izzo did a really good job hosting. That may have been one of the first times I saw Joe host, but especially for. There was a few little crazy, like, won't get off the stage, blew through the light. And I have to say, I think he handled it really well. More so than I would have. I would have either, I don't know, especially one instance, I would have been like, James, you're taking over. I'm not dealing with this.
We just need to tackle you off the stage, pal. We just get out of there.
Yeah. And then there was one person, and bless his heart, he did really good, but I think it was his first time on there, and I don't think he understood the concept of the lie.
Yeah.
So in that.
Oh, that one guy in camouflage?
Yeah.
I thought he was. I thought he was a mass shooter. I got out of there.
Wow.
I talked to him later. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, hunting season.
Yeah, at one point we kind of just tried clapping him off, like, okay, you blew through the light, and you're still going, and you're still going. And then he was like, no, I'm not done, after we clapped. He wasn't the disturbing one, though.
You ended on the strong one like 15 minutes ago, pal. That's a hard thing when you're first starting out comic, is knowing kind of when to cut it off. I have been played off the stage before with music and just been like, wait a minute, this isn't the music I requested. No, Jim, you went way over. Get off.
Well, I do have a serious question, though, because I've never done stand-up before. Like, I've been to comedy shows, but I've never done it myself. Jim just mentioned getting played off the stage by music. Has anybody that you guys have seen, or has it happened to you, where you've been hit with tomatoes as like a way to get off stage?
No,
wouldn't that be an amazing, show? The tomato mash. If they don't do good comedy, we pummel them with some tomatoes.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that. I don't know if it's an actual thing or not.
Well, in Tennessee, we actually have the tomato festival, so we do have various things like that.
Well, here in Florida, we have the Florida Strawberry Festival, so that would make sense hitting people with strawberries if their comedy sucks.
Poke them in the eye with a strawberry, it'll be working.
Yeah,
give them red eye.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Oh, just real quick, I have a shout out. Jackie Knight, who runs a fantastic room in St. Augustine. She just said hi, so I don't know if she's still watching, but hey out there to Jackie, if you guys ever get to St. Augustine, It's been a while since I've been there, but she runs a phenomenal club out there.
Augustine, it's been a while since.
I was like, what in the world's going on?
Wow, it's the ghost of Robin Savage on WTAN Radio.
Robin, you're so good at it, you get a delayed echo on yourself. How do you do that? That's how you know you're a good comic. You say something and you hear it again 5 seconds later. What is happening?
Wow.
I'm freaking out, man.
Great plan. No, we planned the whole thing. No, I haven't been up to St. Augustine for any comedy. Is comedy really spreading very strongly in different portions of the entire state, or?
Yes, I would say that. Yes.
I think it has.
Yes, down south, like in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers, I mean, there's a really strong pull, a lot of comedians coming together and doing things. They have the Comic Cure down there, the Evolving Comedy Group. I mean, there's just so many things that they're doing down there that really, and I'm part of the Evolving Comedy, and I've been trying to dip my foot into Comic Cure.
There's a lot of comics who are like moving to Austin. And I think if we pull together, we can make this like the new Austin. I felt like where we went last week. So just a real quick story, and I swear we'll get to the news.
I know you're all dying for the news.
I'm so happy out there. But last week, after we left here, I was like, hey guys, my friend Adam's having this brand new open mic. Why don't we all go there? So Jim and Manny ride together. James hops on his little tiny motorcycle. We go to this place we've never been before. Was it not like going into it? It was like this giant warehouse, and then it almost looked like there was chop shops because it was dark, but there was people. And I was like, I think we're all going to get murdered.
There was whips, there was chains, there was jelly. It was what are we walking into?
Once we finally found the right place, it was the neatest little bar. It was the most fun open mic, and I feel like little places like that are popping up. I did a lot with the Fringe Festival last year. Mm-hmm. And there's another place, the Commodore, which I've yet to go to, but that's more improv. I feel like it's kind of changing, and there's just sort of these gritty but small but fun underground places, and I feel like big stuff's coming for comedy. I'm talking too much.
No, you're good. That's after that mic, which was pretty cool. We actually went to this next one at this place called Kava Craze, with a K, I can imagine that. And it was hosted by this group of really nice young people who want to talk with them, chilling with them, really having a blast. Mm-hmm. And we all had like very good sets there, and continued to kind of keep the laughs going. And it's really kind of great, to get out there and network with other comedians, Absolutely. Hosts, people who are, where these shows are popping up in different places. And, you're spreading out, you're making these contacts and meeting new people. So, I don't think there's, no reason why we shouldn't have like a really big presence. Now, the way things are developing are kind of like the way things develop around here. Usually it's like a bunch of small stuff before it becomes something big.
Yes.
And those small things are really something special. So, these little comedy venues that we have, maybe it's a Kratom bar, maybe it's a bar, maybe it's a knockin' saloon, where it brings out both, some established local comics, but, maybe some new people too, Absolutely. Who are kind of exploring things and maybe take it a different direction. So, I think it's a very unique time, especially for creativity. Because you go to some places like New York and, maybe it's kind of the same crowd and there's like a little bit more pressure and nobody, the sense I get was like people didn't feel as free to mingle as much.
Yeah.
We hang out when we're at these shows. Yeah. It's wild. It's a blast.
Is that still the kind of vibe that you guys have down south?
Well, and that's the thing. Like there's these staples, the different people, McCurdy's, Snapper, all these different places, Off the Hook Comedy Club, where you have these, I call them gatekeepers of these particular venues. Yeah. And it's kind of sad because there are so many really brilliant new up and comers, really brilliant just people that have been doing it for a while that could really bring a really great presence. And so I like how we are branching out. It's like, oh, you don't want us? Not a problem. We will make a space for us.
Well, and then another thing, and I swear, listeners, we will get to the news. I've noticed in the big clubs, like the funny bones and the big clubs around here.
Vasanis,
Yeah, a lot of them, and you have to go where the money is, but a lot of them are doing the TikTokers or the podcasters, and more power to them. But I think because they're kind of squeezing us out of the big clubs, then we're going to underground and we're going to the, and I don't know, that's kind of how movements begin. I feel like you're right. I feel like there's something special in comedy going on. So
and we do have like a few established clubs around: Snappers, Sunshine, Side Splitters. They all begin with S's. We got to branch out in the alphabet, people. St. Pete can definitely use one. My gang at Spitfire,
that's an S.
That's another S, for crying out loud. Can we get a little creativity? I'd love to see them bring that back. I don't know if that's in the plans. We'll see. But an real established stand-up place in downtown St. Pete. It's time. Somebody's got to do it. It's got to be something, and it should be something big, because there are way too many people down there, and we got to get them out of my way because they don't know how to drive.
Driving in Florida.
Especially this time of this, especially this weekend of all weekends.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I'm here to spread the joy.
Feel the love.
All right. Do we want to start and then go around and do some
Let's stand up. Let's stand up for some news.
Let's stand up for some news, because the news doesn't stand up for itself.
Because it was born in a wheelchair and it doesn't have any legs. So we have to stand up for it. And when people come along and bully the news for its milk money, we're the people who stand up and say, no, you can't take its milk money. We're the people who stand up for news.
Yeah, and then like Fox, they're like way on the right.
And then MSNBC's way on the other side, wherever that is. I'm not sure, but we're like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Where peace comes to live.
We are above all that. We're not in the middle. We are above all that nonsense. We tell you the truth. This is the real news. We're making fun of it, but it's what the news should be. Anyway.
Okay. In honor of Women's History Month, I'm going to talk about the U.S. soccer team. I don't know if you guys heard this. The U.S. soccer team yesterday, the women's soccer team, they beat Canada. The match was played in torrential downpour, just pouring down rain. It went into overtime, and it was won in a penalty shootout. But yeah, women's sports are really boring to watch.
Same old boring tiebreaker with the nail-biting ending. Ladies, can we jazz it up a little?
And it was like, they were saying it was more like water polo, but these tough broads were still out there.
There's a tornado that came through, they're just like, oh my God, those good boards of sleep.
Tornado with a side of hurricane thrown in just for good measure.
There you go. There you go. Who wants to watch ladies play soccer? So.
Hey man, I used to be a soccer player. We love to watch soccer. Yeah.
Oh no, more power to you.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere completely in the opposite direction with that, but okay.
God only knows.
This is a mostly PG show. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Thank you. I was
only because of you, Matt.
All right, Abigail, do you have any news for us?
All righty. Alabama Supreme Court ruling on frozen embryos. Now, apparently, embryos can get their own Social Security number. The first security number is negative 35,000. Isn't that about where they freeze the degrees? Yeah. So there you go. We can now get a tax break on our frozen embryos.
Yeah. And people can start like paying child support and.
I mean, it's a new tapped in resource for money. We're always looking for good. Taxable incomes.
So embryos will be riding bikes, throwing us the paper. There you go, ma'am.
Did you leave your embryos in my yard? Whose embryos are these? Come on down
to pick up your embryo waste.
Come on down to Chucky Embryos, where your embryos can have fun with skee ball.
You see them cartwheeling down the street.
Do you know what? Do you know what tuition costs for embryos these days?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it costs more than my car.
The competition to get into embryo preschool is unbelievable.
God bless
You thought
it.
that was tough. I thought getting into EU in college was even tougher.
But
That's
you know
what-
what's really great is embryos are very hungry, and they are freezed. You feed them. Oh God, I missed it.
That's all right. That's all right.
They're fetuses. They feed fetuses.
Oh, fetuses.
Yeah,
That's
they're
very much a
fetuses.
James Esterline joke. If you're
There you
listening,
go.
Matt James.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Did you? Did I
Don't
get
worry.
it?
Don't worry. Just like Planet Fitness, we are a judgment-free zone here.
Is that like the advice on cold and fevers? You know, you feed a fetus, you starve an embryo.
There you go. You feed a fetus. You starve an
Oh,
embryo.
where's our...
Yeah.
Boy, we're missing our comedy equipment too here. This is
We'll have to whistle that one in, Jim.
if I could whistle. Okay, on Wednesday, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley dropped out of the race for the Republican presidential nomination after winning only one state in Super Tuesday's primary contest and trailing far behind the frontrunner, former President Donald Trump. Trump commented on Haley leaving the race, saying, quote, "I appreciate all the effort my opponent made during this hard-fought campaign and wish the best to her, Nancy Pelosi." Well, he's getting closer every time.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get out. Yeah.
One of these days, he'll.
In politic news, U.S. Senator Bob Mendez and his wife are being investigated over allegations of accepting bribes of gold bars, cash, a luxury car from 3 New Jersey businessmen in exchange for their criminal investigation to be dropped. Upon hearing this, Clarence Thomas said, "That's nothing. Wait until you hit the big time," as he wore his gold-plated crown while riding in his donated yacht while swimming in a swimming pool of $100 bills.
Whoa.
That bribery
Here
ain't
comes
nothing.
the judge. He needs some like bling, like a rap video. He's just like,
Booyakacha.
Clarence Thomas.
I'll take any money.
Bring it on. Bring it
Yeah,
on.
really, just so the highest bidder.
Isn't that sad how it's getting that way? All right. February 2024 was the hottest year on record, or hottest month on record. We have now found out that when women go through menopause, they have gotten so hot that now we are changing climate change. So, one of the great ways to, cool off the women is throw them in the Gulf, and we might cool back down. So, but then we'll hit hurricane season. So peace be with you.
Great. Next time I'm out on the boat, I gotta have to tell my crew, be on the watch out for menopause shoal. Bunch of middle-aged women out there steaming. Fog ahead, sir. No, it isn't. That's menopause.
That's my wife. Yeah.
Honey, how you doing out there? I hate you.
Where's the fan? I'm so sorry.
It's broken, honey. We ran out of batteries. Don't give me that excuse. You go to the store now.
Well, now there's an actual shortage in the United States on fans because menopausal women are taking over.
Just as someone who's experienced a hot flash, I don't even it hits you out of the blue. So it's almost like you just have to have an emergency fan, like, oh no, I'm fine. I've been fine for 3 days. Here it comes. So you got to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like engulfing. I call it the molten hot lava that just all of a sudden you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden like, what in the world is going on? The world is coming. Who is doing this? Stop it. People are like, I don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah, DC Comics
It's the
needs
inside
to.
of you, honey.
DC Comics needs to replace the Flash with like a middle-aged female character called the Hot Flash.
Oh, there
She
you
would
go.
defeat everybody. Get away from me!
Stop.
Go to the other room. It's too hot in here.
Hot Flash and her sidekicks, flash in the pan.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty much most of there. Okay. Racial justice defenders on Monday renewed calls for banning artificial intelligence in political advertisements after backers of former U.S. President Donald Trump published fake AI-generated images of the presumptive Republican nominee with Black supporters. Civil rights campaigner Reverend Al Sharpton told Stand Up for News, quote, "You can bet that anytime you see a picture of Donald Trump surrounded by smiling Black people, it is a deep fake image the way anytime you see a picture of Joe Biden walk without tripping, you know it's fake too." Well, way to call both sides there, Reverend.
Well, if you're gonna do anything with artificial intelligence with Trump, you need to find actual intelligence around him first.
Oh,
Why
wow.
are you gonna use AI?
Boom.
Whistle.
There you go.
Man gets a whistle of the day.
Yes. Not bad.
Yeah.
Now, Jim, it's 7:30. Are you wanting Captain Jim Seaman, or you're not doing that today? Or did you?
Nobody wants Captain Jim Seaman. They have been. They have been.
They're on vacation.
They've been intolerable. They've been disobedient.
Let me just explain to Abigail and anyone listening. Sometimes we have a game called Where in the World is Captain Jim Seaman? Since Jim is a certified captain, he has a game, but I knew he had a crazy week today, so I didn't want to put him on the spot. But if you had it, I wanted to offer it up to you.
Well, yeah, I spent so much time with my actual seamen this week that I didn't have time to write about my seamen.
He was talking about seamen on his boat, like his actual
There's some
boating
small
job, not
circle
that.
this week.
But in all seriousness, where is Captain Jim's next adventure out on the high seas?
Tomorrow out in Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This past weekend we brought up the Impossible Dream from Fort Myers to St. Pete. We had a couple of great outings the past couple of days. They are now up in Tampa, and they're going to do some outings up there and then come back to St. Pete. So if there's anybody in our listening audience or viewing audience, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, you're disabled, you're literally in a wheelchair, and we're not just talking about the news, you're a person in a wheelchair, and you want to get out on the water, it's a great organization to talk to. The boat is completely capable of bringing aboard handicapped sailors and guests. So get in touch with them at impossibledream.org and send them a message, and possibly they can get you in on one of the rides in Tampa or St. Pete in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Is that possible on your boat as well, or is that?
It's one of my boats. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
But it's only possible on this boat. This is the only sailing boat made to do that.
All right,
Yeah,
very cool.
it's
Captain
crazy.
Jim's the captain for Impossible Dreams.
I'm one of the captains.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't there a
Part-time
song
captain.
or something? Aren't you supposed to sing Impossible Dreams? Isn't there a song with that?
I don't think so.
I was thinking that might be like the Impossible Burger. Like, there is no meat on this.
Oh, that's
It's
that's
not made
all
of
we
meat.
eat is a possible burger. It's like, come on, are we taking this too far? Can we just eat some real? No, we eat good on that boat. I've literally one quiz joke. So the winner of this is literally the winner. So yes, Mike Seaman reported to me that they are in Asia and say that Taylor Swift took money to perform in this major city and not to perform in cities in any of these other in surrounding countries. So where are my seamen at? Are they in A, Singapore, B, Hong Kong, or C, Tokyo?
Singapore.
I got a Singapore. What do I have?
I was really bad last time. Singapore. I'm just going to continue to Singapore.
Just to change it up, I'll go Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. All right. So my seaman artifact in Singapore.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know my KT News.
You know your Taylor Swift.
She's really
Unbelievable.
good.
Yes. So we got two winners here. Singapore. She took money to only play there and not to play in any of the neighboring states. So Singapore told its neighbors just to shake it off.
Shake, shake, shake.
Yeah.
Wait a
And I hope
minute.
nobody. And I was telling Robin this joke before. I hope nobody tried bringing drugs into the country.
Oh God.
Oh, Fluffy's Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Jay, with the side story I was telling them before the show that you happen to get here late for. That's why I was.
Gabriel Iglesias has a joke about
Singapore. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, okay. I'll have to catch up with you about that.
All right, I'll tell you after the show. Don't worry.
Sounds good. Okay, that was Where are Captain Jim Seaman
Because
with a tiebreaker. You guys get to split Scooby-Doo in half.
Okay. Let's say I would give Abigail an old joke of mine.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Take this and you don't have to read it. I'm just saying that is your that's your present.
joke
This is
of
that's your
mine.
present forever.
I get to keep it.
You can keep it.
Oh.
You want to read it?
An Israel study found that early humans, either
I don't have good handwriting.
Neanderthals or Homo erectus, were cooking their food with fire as early as 780,000 years ago. The study also found that the white females were bringing bland potato salad to these barbecues.
Oh, potato salad joke from 70,000 years
in
ago.
there. That's beautiful.
And you saw me.
And I mean, you
randomly
literally
popped it
just
up.
are you sure you want to put this one on me? Like, that was a good stack.
No, I'll tell you what. If one of us ever makes it big, we'll be like, hey, we got the joke.
We facilitated the possibilities. There we go.
Okay. A French union has threatened to strike during the Paris Olympic Games this summer. If the strike happens, thousands of workers would be impacted, forcing them to work longer hours and postpone their holidays. Now, an Olympic spokesperson told Stand Up for News track and field correspondent, we can't have overworked employees at such a large event like the Olympics. We would never want France to get a reputation of being rude to their visitors.
Wow.
They kind of already have that reputation.
Nope. No matter how hard they try.
All right. Florida Senate passed bill blocking local rules protecting workers from heat. Florida Senate on Tuesday approved a bill that would ban cities and counties from adopting requirements for mandatory water breaks and other workplace protections against extreme heat. What year is it? Like, have we gone back a little bit? Are we going back to
the 1800s?
Yeah. I mean, we would like for them to come back tomorrow and work, right? We're having a hard time keeping people employed, right? We should probably, water them a little. That might be like the base of humanity, give them a little bit of water.
Yeah, you're right. They may not come back to work if they can't get hydrated.
I guess, the fan shortage is still relevant to this particular one, too.
Menopausal women and taking the fans away
They're
from
not
the
going to
workers.
come to work if you don't have the water or the fan.
There you go. It's the menopause experience.
It all comes around to menopause.
Our legislators are, they're looking after you.
They have no idea. Looking after. Okay, go ahead.
Well, of course they don't, because they're
don't
pretty
care.
much all men. All right, here's my contribution to Women's Month here. A woman from Northport, Florida, named Megan Nicole Gramisis. Wow, what a name already. Drove her pickup truck through the security gates at a water treatment plant in Venice on January 29th. Crashing into a light pole and began running around while taking off her clothes, then assaulted two staff members and threatened to use a fire extinguisher on them before running into a generator room, threatening to start a fire, then hit the system shutoff button, cutting off water service to local residents. When staff attempted to stop Grimes, she hit one of them in the face before she was thrown out of the building. When sheriffs arrived, Grimes tried to put on her clothes and refused to listen to the officer's commands. Prior to driving her truck to the treatment plant, Grimes, who was already on parole, drove to a nearby residence where she screamed and hit a garage door with a rake, breaking a window. And on this garage door, the owner came out and prompted him to try to grab the rake from Grimes, who started to punch the homeowner who was trying to stop her while yelling that he cheated on his ex-wife. Grimes then left the residence in her truck at a high rate of speed while screaming, "I found you, mother blanker." After Grimes was detained at the treatment plant, she yelled, quote, "Dude, where's my car? I crashed into a water plant. Ha ha."
This isn't Elon Musk's Grimes, is it?
It may be. However, Stand Up for News is proud to announce that on next week's broadcast, we will be joined by the newest member of the show, Megan Nicole Grimes, who not only makes her own incomprehensibly strange news stories, but tops them off with her own hilarious punchlines as well. Welcome aboard, Megan. Manny needs to do something insane or he's got to go. Oh, and I'd like to say one thing as a man who's always gone out with the most crazy women on the planet. Megan, would you marry me? I'll bring you rakes and filtered water to jail.
I thought maybe she was just having a heat flash and needed to get,
Yeah.
in
There
the
you
water.
go.
I mean, to me, she seems a little misunderstood.
You
I
know,
think, she just,
Could have been,
somebody just talked to her. She just needed to be heard.
do you feel like taking a rake to a garage door when you're going through a hot flash? Is that part of the?
Well, no, it's not necessarily the experience, but maybe since nobody would listen, she decided to really embrace that garage door.
Talk about really embracing your Florida womanhood.
Maybe she just needs Florida man, Florida woman. It's a thing.
Maybe she just needs like a neighbor to be like, "Hey, girl, let's get some margaritas," and it could have.
I'm telling you, some ice and margaritas. I mean, you're in a better place afterwards. That's definitely a better place.
We'll have to drive down on the Margaritaville Highway to Key Largo. You have to wait on that bridge, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Matt just walked out, so I will do some sports news. Mike Tyson is set to fight Jake Paul for the Netflix special in July. Now, many critics are concerned that a matchup with a known criminal that has a terrible temper and a history of violence could seriously injure Mike Tyson.
I thought he already scarred himself pretty good.
Scarred for life.
No, if anybody saw the video of Mike Tyson throwing hands on the airplane, I trust Tyson's going to be just fine. and it's Jake Paul. Yeah, he's nowhere near the fighter his brother is. I'm sorry. But the only way Jake Paul stands a chance in this fight is if his mouth throws the punches. His fist, not so much.
Boom. Boom.
As a mother of teenagers, I know a lot about the Paul brothers. You do too.
No, I'm not.
The only reason I even know who they are is because, like Robin, it's through kids. Yeah, it's through kids and through the internet. Plus, Logan Paul wrestles for WWE. That's how I even know who his brother is.
I haven't gotten into it yet.
So the Paul brothers used to be YouTube stars.
Yep.
And like all the kids don't really watch TV anymore.
Are
they watch
twins?
the YouTube. I don't think they're twins, but they're close in age.
Yeah, I'm double checking that now. I don't think they're twins either, but let me make sure.
I got to have the facts on this.
My son
exactly.
went and saw one of them wrestle 2 or 3 months ago in Orlando.
Oh, wow.
He's like, "Yeah, it's really cool." He's 19.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, my oldest is 13, so he hadn't quite gotten cool yet.
Okay. Yeah.
And, they're not twins. Logan Paul's a year older. Logan Paul's 28, Jake Paul's 27.
So they're Irish twins.
They're Irish twins.
Yeah. Well,
Irish twins.
Logan Paul's birthday is, let's see, April 1st, 1995, which is the biggest April Fool's joke you could tell.
Right.
Ta-da! Here's Logan Paul. His brother Jake, January 17th, 1997.
Okay. So they're just,
God,
they're just
am I
young
old?
fellas.
1997, I graduated high school. Thank you.
And to the city of Cleveland, Ohio, normally you have good things, the Cleveland Indians, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but we are eternally ungrateful to you for putting the Paul brothers on this earth. They're from Cleveland.
Well, you know what? The Kelsey brothers are also from Cleveland, so like
it balances
it balances out.
I was thinking the same exact thing. It balances it out. Yay, we get the Kelsey brothers.
We get the Kelsey brothers.
Damn it, we get the Paul boys too. That's karma balancing it out. We get the Paul brothers, but wait, the Kelseys are Clevelanders too, so it works out. And speaking of which, congratulations are in order to Jason Kelsey on his retirement.
Yeah. Did you guys watch that? You're like, no, okay. No. I had to tell this guy who Jason Kelsey was.
The sports fan that I am.
Let's put it this way. Jason Kelsey is not only a great center, but he is soon to be Taylor Swift's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Did he propose?
No, not yet. I'm just making a joke.
He's in Singapore right now with Taylor Swift, who got paid $3.1 million for performing for a night in Singapore.
Does he have a good voice? I mean, could we call it sing along pour?
Yeah, we could. Well,
I think he might be more into the shake.
She sings, he dances, it's all good. But I will say this much: if you're Jason Kelsey, do yourself a favor, get away from flaming tables.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about. You saw the video.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey jumped into a flaming
table in Buffalo.
Yeah.
All sound like inside jokes.
No, it's not. It's an actual thing. So to clarify this, if you're a non-sports fan, the Buffalo Bills, their fan base is known as the Bills Mafia.
Oh.
And some of the stories that have come out of Buffalo, and I see Robin nodding her head at me, she knows where I'm going. The Bills fans have done some insane stuff tailgating at Ralph Wilson Stadium, now Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. They have actually set tables literally on fire and jumped through them. The look on your face says everything.
Why?
They're Bills fans.
Celebrate football, I guess.
Couldn't they light the fire with their breaths too? I mean,
that's true.
Is this a good idea?
We also have to realize they need a way to stay warm in the cold winter months in Buffalo, especially when, unlike Kansas City, they're not going deep in playoff runs. Then again, I'm going to talk. I'm a Jet fan, so.
the sports fans who were jumping on the flaming tables, they were not middle-aged women because they already went in flames.
Oh, yeah, because we were already molten lava.
Yeah, but to that point, why do you think women have longer life expectancy than men do? Women don't do stupid stuff like us.
That's right.
That's why women live longer.
Fire within.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Right? We're telling you how it is.
Sports Radio, WTAN.
I will unsport us, and let's have Abigail do the next story.
Florida legislative gets gets rid of Delta 8 hemp products, putting THC caps on hemp-derived products. So I just was very perplexed since we have medical marijuana here. Why are we flipping out about the Delta 8?
I don't understand any of that.
Well, the reason being is they're now like Skittle packets with Delta 8 in it. So somebody was, really trying to get the kids involved, apparently. In Florida, we have so many of the children that they wanted to really get them active in the cannabis world. And so Delta 8 was their venue.
They're like gateway to...
Why?
We need gateway drugs to marijuana now.
Right? Like,
that is a gateway drug.
That's true.
It's bizarre. Like, what's the gateway? I'm going to have the munchies.
This is your pre-invitation to the wedding. The real invitation's coming later.
You need sleep. Here you go. Why? Yeah, I mean, it's the most bizarre thing. It's like, why? We've got the Miracle Mary Jane. Why do we have to the Delta? I mean, the kids are being so rebellious nowadays. When I was a kid, we had bonfires way out in the woods and, get drunk off of our tucuses and things of that nature. Yep. Now they take a gummy. and like, how is that? They get the munchies. Are we upset? Like, are they going to destroy anything? No, they're going to go to sleep. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I had many cake parties in the middle of pastures.
Yeah,
I get it.
Just trying not to burn yourself.
What's this? It's a mushroom. Let's try this.
Well, there's a cow patty over here. Let's go hunting.
All right. Some local news. A professor of marine science in Bradenton, Florida, has been arrested by police after it was discovered that she stole more than $300,000 dedicated to shark research and used it for her own personal expenses. While acting as treasurer for the American Elasmo Branch Society, that's not the joke yet. The professor not only stole money from the organization's accounts, but also took funds the society had borrowed for the study of sharks and made threats to not return it. The Bradenton police described the professor as a, quote, a shark loan shark.
Loan shark.
Wow. To those of you who are unfamiliar with the world of ichthyology, Elasmo Branch is a subclass of fish which includes sharks and is sadly not the technical term for superheroes with stretchy limbs like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. I am Elasmo Branch.
Okay, speaking kind of plants, authorities in North Carolina have warrants out for the arrest of 2 people poaching Venus flytrap plants. One suspect is described as a bad boy dentist, and the other is his beautiful assistant who keeps singing, "Suddenly Seymour." Okay, so we're more of a musical theater crowd than a sports crowd.
Absolutely. Are you ready for it?
I got that one. It was amazing. I got that one. Florida's measles outbreak is devastating and preventable and tragic. So what? So now instead of, because I remember when I was a kid, like if you didn't get your shots, you were out. Yeah. Like we're so desperate for kids to go to school nowadays. Oh, you're sick. Come on, let's just see what happens. It's a preventable disease. That's okay. You don't need that shot. It'd be all right.
You just don't be taking your Delta 8 gummies or your vaccines.
Your Delta 8 gummies ain't gonna help you, baby. Come on in. You're gonna die. It's okay. Snot over here, baby. Snot over here.
However, there are still strict regulations involved with any students who come down with the case of the cooties. They must stay away from school from at least 7 days.
Circle, dot, dot. I've got the cootie shot. Yes.
There you go.
That's the kind of vaccines we have here in Florida. It's the cootie shot.
Researchers in India have discovered a frog with a mushroom sprouting out of it. After news of the frog was revealed, Air India reported an overwhelming number of tickets to New Delhi being purchased by Floridians. That frog is one hot skip and a jump to the trip of a lifetime.
Dun-dun.
Boom.
Just gotta lick one thing,
Just
man.
gotta Took away your Delta A, gotta lick the frogs.
Yeah.
That's a new way to get, higher.
Now, did you guys bring
In
any
the
history
sky.
jokes, or do you want to just
Let's
keep
do
on-
that because I don't have any more of those jokes.
I have some old history.
I got some history.
Let me see which one. I'll do this one. The jockstrap turns 150 years old. Yeah, it was first invented by C.F. Bennett to provide comfort and support for bicycle jockeys riding on cobblestone streets. It said that the cobbles were creating stones in the young men, thus the invention of the jockstrap.
Female month. Let's talk about jockstraps. Here we go. I love it. I love it. Civil rights protesters beaten in the Bloody Sunday attack, March 7th in history. It didn't tell me the year. Now, apparently here in Florida, we're banning Bloody Marys because we can't talk about history.
Oh,
But ching, there you go.
just
Here
on
we are.
Sundays.
Just on religious days.
Do you have a this day in history joke?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I know you guys locked and loaded, my friend.
This week in 1692, Sarah Good and Tituba are accused of witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts, sparking the hysteria that started the Salem witch trials. They would be defended in court by Robert Kardashian's great-great-great-great-grandfather, Jebediah Kardashian, who delivered his famous defense, quote, "If the broom doth not fit, you must acquit." It worked too. I mean, yeah,
Well,
they were this close to getting the water. Would have helped with the menopause, though.
right?
You know,
I mean,
it's sometimes
cooling them off, it might have,
sometimes
turned
cruel
the
and unusual
tables.
punishment has a
Yeah.
benefit.
Okay. I got one more this day in history. This day in history, Catherine Bigelow became the first woman to win an Academy Award for Best Director for Hurt Locker. She said she was inspired to make the movie after growing up with brothers who always played Hurt's Donut. Stupid.
Actually, I thought she made that film or title of that film about my growing up in gym class in high school.
Being shoved in the locker.
Oh, guys, that hurts. Let me out.
See, I was the jock with the big Letterman's jacket, grabbing the guy, slamming the guy, and then the guy that got slammed goes, "Why are you doing that to me? That's not cool." I was helping. You're a girl. Okay, sorry.
I don't need your help.
Yeah, I don't need your help, honey. You might need my help. Janet Guthrie, American race car driver, was born March 7th, 1938. They finally allowed the gals behind the wheel and really made cars awesome again.
Yeah, because cars
Not
cars
on the
sucked
hood,
before that,
but
man.
behind, yes.
All right, Jim, do you have regular news or?
I've got all sorts of
got all
stuff.
sorts of things. You're always-
What do we want to talk
I've got
about here?
weather if we're doing the weather
Oh, okay.
today.
I'll tell you what.
Go for it.
Did you want to do the weather?
Okay, and just to clarify, this isn't the weather outside. This is like whether or not I should do this.
Yes.
Okay, we're just
Matt-
clarifying that for
Matt,
anybody
you
who's
understand
listening to
this
the show.
segment better than I do.
Strap in. Here we go. Why did the weather prefer kids over embryos?
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know where you're going with this, but why?
Because kids can actually play outside while embryos are just chilling in the womb.
All right,
That's
okay.
before the menopause stage. That's
Okay.
before. That's
All right.
before the menopause stage. I got more if you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got another weather?
Who would win a battle between Florida Man and the Alligator Alley? Well, the Florida Man might make some crazy headlines, but when it comes to Alligator Alley, it always takes the wind. After all, you don't mess with the road full of alligators. Do I have another one? Nope, that's it. Oh,
I don't know whether the Bible in the studio is turned to job because somebody was like looking something up, or because they want to like give me a hint about what I need to do with my life. It's like, you don't need to find Jesus, you just need to find a job.
I can tell you now, I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually touch that Bible in the entire time I've been working here at the station.
Oh my God, it is right there.
It's on the Job.
It's on.
Isn't the book of Job?
It is Job.
Is it Job or Job?
Wait, whoa.
It's Job listing.
But it's Job.
No,
Look
you're
at Job
right.
of the Hutt, get his own page in the Bible.
Let's see. We
Oh my
have
Job of the
gosh.
Hutt.
we have carpenter. We have crucifier. We have fisherman. We have nothing for savior here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but there is one on Stephen if we can find it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Fisherman's kind of like a captain, I guess.
Sort of.
Sure.
Yeah, but I
That's
don't think it's the same captaining he does.
no, nothing's the same captaining I do.
I've got one more news.
Go for it.
Women. Okay, here. Let me see. Ooh, let me see if I can get it to. Women take part in the 2,500-year-old Naked Festival for the first time.
Where is this?
That's a thing?
This festival was in Japan. And what was so amazing about it is the women finally were able to be a part of this thing. However,
Uh-oh. There's always a however.
they had to wear purple robes, not like full-length robes, just only to their thigh. And they were silky. And when it comes to the men running around, what were they doing? I mean,
I know what I'd be doing.
Right, I know. Oh, driving away evil spirits. That was the other thing, is they were trying to drive away all the evil spirits. So the men got naked and ran around crazy. And the women finally said, by the way, 2,500 years, it's time for us to do it.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't just let them do it. They had to robe up for the occasion.
Robe up to
be naked.
Okay.
No, I thought that was landing quite. No, okay.
And these are the people we're buying our cars from. I'm about to drive
It's
home in
just
one of
the
these
naked
things.
truth that I like to bring. You know,
Enjoy
the
your
stick
electronics.
shift is actually the shifter of life.
The shift of life.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna say. That the fellas are the reasons why we have children, right?
All right.
That's the story. We're sticking to it.
All right, I got one more for you. A former singer on cruise ships has posted a TikTok video claiming that cruise lines throw free ice cream parties on board their ships when the morgue is full and they need space in the food freezer for the bodies of passengers who have passed away during the cruise. You know, usually I just throw ice cream parties on my boat to everybody forget what a lousy captain I am. Chocolate chip on the rocks is my favorite flavor. I was serving a lot of ice cream this week.
Okay, I got one final one. The FDA is warning about lead contamination in cinnamon products. This solves the age-old mystery of what makes the crunch in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The answer, part of a lead pipe.
All right, we have everything. I think we've covered everything, but plugs.
Everything but plugs.
Butt plugs.
Yes.
Wow.
Since you're our
Everything
guest-
except plugs.
Yeah.
Do you have anything coming
Wow.
up this next
Yeah,
week or so?
I'm trying to
I'll
come
tell you
to
what,
it.
we'll be over here.
Tomorrow I am going to be at Spitfire Theater for Note Nonsense, a improvised comedy singing troupe together, and we do different singing games. We've got some very talented people. I am not part of them, but I will be part of it. So come and laugh at me singing really poorly.
Oh, I might actually come in and watch that, Jim. That sounds.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
You got anything going on, or we got anything going on this weekend?
Ordinance 1. I think we're all the whole
Ordinance
gang.
1 this next coming Wednesday.
Wednesday the 13th, the whole gang of Stand Up for News
Yes.
is going to be there at Stefano's place.
Common Grounds in Northport. I will be there doing stand-up with my daughter. It's spring break.
Awesome. Thank you guys. You've been so awesome. Should we end with our song?
Let's end with a song.
Yeah.
Stand up for news. Stand up for news. We'll stand up for you. You can stand up too. Don't sit down. Stand up now. Stand up for news. Stand up for news. And stand up for women in the news.
There you go. That's how it ends.